Hi, my name is Michelle Rayleigh, and I am so excited to share with you the 3 properties of Kangen water. Kangen is a Japanese word that means return to origin. So just think of it as having amazing properties just like the water had back in the beginning of time. The first thing I'd like to share with you is how this water is an antioxidant. As the water runs over rocks and sand in nature, it creates an electrical charge. This machine, this SD501, also does the same thing. There are titanium plates in here. The SD501 actually has 7 of them, and they are electroplated in platinum. Electroplating means dipped in platinum, and the quality is very, very good. So what's happening inside of here is the water is running up and down and over the plates, creating an electrical charge. Our bodies are electrically charged beings, and we need antioxidants. Take a look at this chart. If you'll look on the left-hand side, you can see that vitamin C is an antioxidant, green tea is an antioxidant, and it comes in at about a -100. And if you'll look on the right-hand side, you're seeing bottled water, tap water, soda pop, all oxidating. So what is oxidation anyway? A good example of oxidation is when you cut open an apple and you sit it on the counter. What happens? It turns brown. Or some may say it's kind of like rusting. The same thing happens inside of our bodies. When our cells and our tissues of our body are exposed to oxidation, they get rusty or kind of sick. So, it's really important that we drink the right things, we eat the right things, and of course, if we could eat the colors of the rainbow at all times and in all places, we would get great antioxidant effect in our bodies. But sometimes it's not always possible to do that. And our body is actually 75% water. So it's important that we choose the best liquid to hydrate the cells and tissues of our body. So let's take a look at what each of these waters do when introduced to our oxidation reduction potential meter. Let's take a look. Here's Aquafina. Aquafina is one of the #1 selling bottled waters. Soda pop, this also is the same reading for the dark colored varieties. So Dr. Pepper tests the same way. And how about sports drinks? My goodness, I can't tell you how horrible it was when my little boys were playing football. I couldn't afford to buy this Gatorade. And now, wait till you see what we'll see here. I'm kind of glad they didn't drink it. But take a look at our Kangen water too. Here we go. Now, just like the chart I showed you, you're going to see either a positive or a negative number. The Aquafina is rolling in at, 330? And I've seen it go higher, oxidating our cells. It's really important that we don't continue to do that. Soda pop? Well, we all knew it would go high. What about vitamin water? It's supposed to be so healthy for us. And sports drinks? Climbing, climbing, and climbing. And I think it settles in around 300-400. Kangen water, remember, is returned to origin. It is kind of like glacier water. Look at that. That is amazing. -680, 90? Wow. So just by drinking Kangen water, we're able to reduce inflammation in our body. Antioxidant actually means anti-inflammatory. And ladies would like to know this. Anti-inflammatory is anti-aging. The next property of the Kangen water is the pH of the water. pH means potential of hydrogen. Well, when I first heard about this, I had no idea what it really was. Now, I remember being a little girl swimming in the public swimming pool, and they would take their little pH testing kit around just to make sure that the water was okay for us to swim in. And I also know that my children have always wanted to have fish, and for some reason we just can't keep fish alive. And they tell me it's because the pH of the water has to be just right. So what we want to show you here is what the pH is of these types of liquids. Aquafina, or bottled water, anything done with reverse osmosis, or distilled, will look like this. Now, you can see from this chart the colors go from acid to alkaline, and there's 14 points in a pH scale. So yellow or orange doesn't look like it's on the healthy side. Now does it? So when I was worried about not giving my children Gatorade, I was concerned that my children weren't getting the Gatorade for their electrolyte replacement. And what I have found is that we get our electrolyte replacement from Kangen alkaline water. And at least my children weren't drinking acid. Now take a look at this one. This is Kangen water. Beautiful, royal purple. The way I started to learn about pH was that I found out that foods have a pH value also. Just like this chart, we're supposed to have acid foods and alkaline foods in our diet. But what happens, we get up in the morning and we decide, I'm going to have a great day today. I'm going to have my blueberries. Now, blueberries are a good food, right? My whole grain cereal, my milk. And then I'm going to go to lunch with the girls, and I'm going to have some salmon or chicken, doesn't matter, it's still on that acid side, on some spinach. Wow. And then to make matters worse, we're riding around doing the carpool lane or doing whatever it is, going to the gym, and we're drinking acid. So we're putting our system way into acid waste. Not to mention if somebody drives through the Krispy Kreme drive-thru, and then we're really in trouble. So alkaline water really helps us with our diet. Having the right foods and the right water, we can bring that into balance. This machine actually makes 3 different levels of pH. First, when you start this water, I really want you to drink 8.5 for a few days. See how you feel. And then move up to 9.0, and finally you get to graduate to 9.5. And because it's been developed to have 3 settings, we can vary the pH of what we're drinking. But drinking alkaline has really helped our family. The third property of the Kangen water is the hydration factor. This blew me away. It's called microclustering of water. And I like to think of it as big water and tiny water. If you look at this chart here, you will notice that there is a big cluster on the left and a tiny cluster on the right. It's hexagonally structured water. The big water, the untreated water cluster, is big for several reasons, but I'm told that the chemicals that the city plants put in the tap water actually make the molecules stick together. Well, this makes surface tension on the water, and it makes it very hard for the body to utilize very quickly. That's why sometimes you'll notice if you drink regular water or bottled water that it kind of sloshes around in your stomach. It's just not absorbed very quickly. But if it can go through this Kangen water machine, it makes it really, really tiny, and it can get into your body 6 times faster. I'm going to take a tea bag, just an ordinary green tea bag, and I'm going to place it in this cup, and I will use just bottled water. Let's take a look and see what it does with this tea bag. Well, it got the tea bag wet, but we all know that you can't make tea without hot water. This is cold water. So, in order to show you a difference in big water versus tiny water, just like the chart, I have to come back and show you the Kangen water. Take a look. This, my friends, made me just amazed. So it's not a magic show. They were 2 perfectly dry tea bags. Now, if I do it again, what will I find? Let's try it again. It's already been wet. Let's take it over here, and let's give Aquafina bottled water another try. Which one do you want to hydrate your body with? Well, I can tell you this. Kangen water is superior in every way. Watch this. If I take this little bit and squeeze it in here, and a little bit over here, now keep in mind I'm not even putting the whole tea bag in. Let's take a look and see if Aquafina can do the job. Are you still a skeptic? Now that you've seen the drinking water and how phenomenal it is for the health of your body, I want to explain to you why I purchased this machine. It was for more reasons than you can even imagine. Now, I saw this water while I was taking my mother to the doctor. There were tons of people coming in there drinking this gallon jugs of water. They said they were getting this water for free. They were trying it out to see if they wanted one of these machines in their home. And I thought, don't they know they can get water at any supermarket, Walmart, anywhere? But yet they were carting this water out. So I asked them, what was it that really made you keep coming in for water? And they told me amazing testimonials. I just had to try it for myself. Now I'll tell you, my friends gave me a nickname a few years ago, and that nickname was Frugal Fanny, because I know how to pinch a penny. So when they told me the price of this machine, I was stunned. And I had to do my own research to find out why anybody would lay down that kind of cash for a machine that produces what I thought water. Well, obviously, I learned about the pH of the water, the antioxidant of the water, and the hydration, and I thought that was great for my health. Now, I got to get into the real, true, money-saving features of this machine, and that really spoke to me. Being extremely frugal and very cautious in my spending, I proceeded to learn about this machine. I read scientific documents, I read tons of books, I spent a lot of time on the internet, and I also got a chance to read an electrical engineer's report basing everything on whether or not this machine was worth the money. And what I found was that there's absolutely no competition. In fact, if you do your research, you're going to find that Enagic, the Kangen water company, makes 8 different types of water machines. They make a full range of prices for everyone's budget, and I loved that. So what I want you to know is that this machine makes more water than those 3 that I just told you about. It actually makes 4 more types of water. One is a clean water. It is a 7.0 pH, and you can actually use that to take medication, to make your baby's formula, anything that you would want clean, filtered water for. And because it also makes a beauty water, which is a pH of 6.0, you would not believe how excellent it is for your skin and your hair. In fact, a few years ago, I worked for a cosmetic company, and one of those products that they had, they were a Japanese company, and they actually had a spray that you could use for your skin to hydrate it. Well, when I got my Kangen water machine, I found out this machine makes it and saves you probably $20 to $40 per bottle. It also replaces cleansers, toners, and even some moisturizers. So it's phenomenal. The other thing that I've noticed that it's great for a detangler or sometimes a softening of the hair for those of you who have really curly hair. The beauty water is simply amazing. Now I'd like to show you the 11.5 water. And the way I'm going to show you the power of this water is with this sesame oil. I'm going to put just a little bit in each of these cups. If any of you remember washing dishes by hand, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about when the oil just sits on top of the water. It's terrible. But if you remember, you cannot make that change. And ordinary water will not do this. This is 11.5 strong alkaline Kangen water. It's going to be able to help you do so many cleaning things. Put it in your carpet cleaner. Save some money. Put it in as an oven degreaser. Use the 11.5 to clean your fruits and vegetables. Get yourself a copy of this book that can show you how to clean with it. 11.5, 1 liter of this stuff, and you can replace these things. It's amazing. And I'll never forget the day I tried my laundry with water only. And yes, ladies, I'm telling you the truth. Water only. My boys, once again, are football players, and you can't be from Oklahoma without being a football player, mom. And you know how stinky those practice clothes get? That was my test with 11.5 water. If you want to try it, ask the person that asked you to watch this video. The other thing I want to tell you is that 2.5 strong acidic water can kill microorganisms and bacteria like you would not believe. I have replaced so many of the household cleaners that I had. And I'll bet if you're like me, you've had a Saturday that you did all your cleaning and you were so overwhelmed with the vapors that were coming from the cleaning products that you were using that you couldn't even lie down in bed at night. These cleaners are extremely toxic to our body. We need to be careful not to be using those. Before I knew about this water, I used these things to clean my baby's toys. You know, I used to think, well, maybe the residue will rinse off. You know how many times those little babies put things in their mouth. And your pets, they follow you around in your kitchen. And if you're using those harsh chemicals on your floors and you drop anything on the floor, you know that your pets will pick it up. It's healthier for us not to have these toxic chemicals in our lives. Reduce the toxic load on your body. Use the Kangen water for drinking. Make it an antioxidant cocktail for you and your family. Keep in mind, we have 3 different models of SD501 and also more machines like I mentioned before. They're beautiful. We can fit this into any home. If some of you have countertop vanity like I used to, honey, don't worry. We can put it under the counter. I'd like to thank you for your time, for being here with us today. If you have more questions, please get back to the one who sent you to this DVD, because they would love to help you and your family save a lot of money and get healthier too.